craft. Steinhauer. I don't need to go here. So let's go here. Agnes. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And Stillcraft is out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it. Well, masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then to repair things. That they do. Lucky always harped on about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. How in this life hard work and reputation matter the most. Which just drives the point home that we ruined his reputation, and he got really upset by us ruining his reputation with not even accusations, just sort of mentioning that he could have killed the Baron. Kraft has taken that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He's lived in his father's shadow for too long. He's a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what's happened in the past few decades. Ah, well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble about my family. What can I do for you? Oh, I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. Are Werner's not enough? I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. Yeah, Dr. Stolz has been less than reliable. I can't imagine he'd provide any help whatsoever at the moment. The bastard's made a mess of himself these past few years. I don't pity the man, though. He's done this to himself. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene. Take care. I don't know if these matter, but it feels very rewarding to go around town talking to non-crucial people and having, frankly, story development, because that's what's happening, is remedies and stuff. Hey, Gret. Magdalene, darling. Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. Ooh, I love raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. Or Andreas, not Andreas. Yeah. Interesting that we can't see Andreas, but sure. Oh, what a sweet idea. I had some spare time today, and I like to stay busy. The soul of the diligent shall be made rich, after all. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I ever imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. I'm sorry that his sacrifice was what was needed to bring your families together. As am I, Magda. You know, I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. It's good to see Elsie so social now, too. She's come out of her shell. Well, I think not having to live with Leonard helps. Well, though I wouldn't phrase it as such. I agree with you. She's twice the woman she was with him. The Lord provides miracles to us all, even if they are birthed from tragedy. I've been chatting too long. My does need tending. Please excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret. Until later. And I will just talk to you again, just in case, because this game hides double dialogues. I'm not a fan of double dialogues. I think it might have something to do with if they just stack. So if you don't talk to people, maybe. I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's the case, because I've been very, very diligent, Carl. And we're not going to do anything here for the moment. Huh. There's a blanket on the east side. I'm not sure what that means. I say east, but... Stoltz, are you home? Brah, where are you? He not home. Just his chairs. Rezzy. Hello, Mistress Dukerin. How is Klaus? Andres and I have been terribly worried. Oh, that spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andres is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. I heard tales of Andres coming to find you in Innsbruck. How did that ever happen? This is the result of Andreas insisting that Andres go there. The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Andres is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. Oh, how did it feel to leave home for someone somewhere far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck. The few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. That's very inspiring, Rezi. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. Unless they don't, and then, it just doesn't apply to me. So it's how God has set the world for me. His benevolence guiding us through it all, or at least me. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Andres either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy, and other things. I hope I've also made the right choices so far. I can't tell you the answer, but I do know what you're doing at the Rathaus is admirable. Don't forget you are important as well and deserve to live your life. All right, I have to assist Andres with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Until later, Therese. Oh, Rezi. That's the abbreviation for Therese. Andres, what's up? Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Rezi and I are very worried. Alive, and that's what matters. Did you discover who attacked him? No, whoever it was, they left no sign. A terrible crime. Terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. I've noticed. Does he care about his work? I wonder. He used to talk about how he was too good for Tassing, destined for greater things. Still here, though. Why is he on the council? Whatever his fault, is still an educated man. That counts for something, I guess. You should be on the council, not him. They asked me, turned them down. I like what I do. I'm good at it. Don't need much else than that. Except Rezi, of course. But I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Rezi and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andres. It's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. Andres is a curious character. He doesn't do much. And, he's just there most of the time. You see him so much, but he doesn't... Yeah, his character arc really, it works. It works really well for a character that is not a main character. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Voislav. How are you too? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. You're very kind, Matilda. Thank you. Not at all, Magdalene. This is how Voislav and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town has not. It's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. Ha! Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. Life feels pretty hard now. I can't imagine you've had an easy time of it. A nun's life can be a challenging one, but I never had to deal with the difficulties you do now, Magdalene. What about your old life was difficult for you? I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Voislav. Oh, together, right. Oh, we certainly did. So you left the Abbey? Though no one learned of what we did, the matter ate at my heart. That and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you, and rightly so. We all must account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. So this is why Voislav... I don't know that we got... Maybe I just missed... Maybe I just missed the clues. But this is why Voislav was like, don't say anything about Matilda. And because they were in love. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. Oh. It must be strange to leave that life after so long. Well, I will admit it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. That is a very straightforward and... that is a very good point. I never realized you two went through so much together. The revolt covered up many sins, yes, including many of our own. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part, God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. God bless you both. God bless you, Magdalene. Oh, Magda. God bless. And that is really cool, honestly. That is really cool. I wonder, yeah, it probably is possible for you to spot that they're seeing each other, they're having an affair. It's not really having an affair, but kind of is. So, Big York, what's up? Ah, Magdalene, how are the hinges on your doors? Excuse me? The door hinges at the home. Are they in good working order? What? To be honest, I've never really checked. I'm more worried about taking care of the press than looking at door hinges. Right. Maybe Andres should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but, well... Anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. Really, Jorg? If you want an excuse to snoop in people's homes, just invite yourself over for supper. That's not... The council is looking after the town. Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, Jorg? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why we need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. To do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know. Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Nice chatting with you, Magda. See you later, York. That is a weird thing, isn't it? That he brings that up. Especially in the context of people saying that that's a nosy thing. Hello, Magdalene. How is the mural going? I hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. No, the council has left me to work for the most part. I think Odds has something to do with that. That boy has his eyes on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lots just meddle around in things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chattering on about a yearly check on the hinges on every door in town. Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges on our front door creak? Well, to be fair, if your hinges creak, the door's integrity is at stake. Yes, well, I don't need to check every door in my house every year like it's a feast day. If there's a creaky hinge, I'll hear it. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they've disappeared. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there? Ah, this town isn't that big. I don't know where they get to that I can't find them. Right. Father Thomas says they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. It says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis were gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Yeah, names have only as much power as we allow them to have. Can every Greek name really invoke pagan gods? Maybe you're right. Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Besides, then he'd be in a poor state. Father Thomas, the doubter. Anyway, I'd better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thanks, Veronica. Till later. So who do I need to talk to? Is it Clara? Maybe. Clara. Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? Well, neither of us is doing well. I'm having trouble coping with the stress. That's been hard to understand recently. Oh God, I will keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Oh, thank you, Clara. That's very kind of you. I've been busy in the red house. I've let the house go a bit. Oh, not to worry. I'll come by and help. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Well, Big Jorg is still in the house, though, isn't he? Oh, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Otz, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. And that is Fabian. They don't need me anymore. So Ursula and Fabian, they're actually married. You sound sad. Well, I suppose I am. I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. But I do feel there's been something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. You could always find something new to do. Keep busy by helping Gret in the bakery or something. Jorg has been telling me to rest more, but you're right. I'd rather keep busy as long as there's life left in these old bones. Well, that's settled. I'll come over to help around the house soon, all right? I'll see you then, Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Did I need to talk to them? I didn't. Who do I need to talk to? What is that objective? Is it... Oh, it's Il Peter. Hey, Il Peter. I'll talk to you later, I suppose. Maybe. I just want to do them in order so that I don't pass time unexpectedly. Hans. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. This town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health, too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him, I say. Wish I had had as much with Heilvig. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Hans. Heilvig? I don't actually know who Heilvig is. Was it a baby or something? I don't know. Simon. Hey, Magdalene. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried, to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you. And thank Hans and Jutta as well. I will. Klaus has been such a bedrock to Tassing. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be... sorry. Yeah, it's fine. I fear it as well. It's best not to ignore one's fears. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean? Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph at all that much. He's become a haze of sorts, a faint echo, a feeling, an occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mum said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mum, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Ah, yeah. You never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been like. Stubborn and unruly, yeah? I'm not stubborn and unruly. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparations to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later, Simon. He has a very poetic speech, Simon does. Utah. Hey, Magdalene. Hetty, not Heidi. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I hear you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. They didn't have a chance against me and once I set my mind to it. Ha! That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against those stubborn bastards. God may have made man from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains, too. Did you know York was by to check on my hinges? I've had about enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you're settled down with him, you'll have a good life ahead of you. Odds? I'm not going to marry him. Are you sure there are better prospects for you in this town? Don't tell me you'd prefer the Gardner boy. I don't plan on having anyone. Well, the poor Claires are right up the hill. That's your answer. Can't say I ever saw you as a spiritual type, though, Magdalene. I could join a guild instead. I don't need a husband for that. I wouldn't know anything about that. You want to stop spinning? You come to me. I have no use for the world beyond tassing, but I wish you luck in it. Thanks, Eddie. I'll see you later. Until then. She's written... I have to read that dialogue again. Holy crap. The way Hetty is written here. Like, we know her from before. She's a very charismatic person. With strong ideas and she comes across very earnest. But she's written like an old woman. Which is beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's not very often that we see the sort of... And when I say old woman, I don't mean in the sort of... In any sort of demeaning way whatsoever. I mean it in a human way. And actually, it doesn't even have to be a woman. I'm just saying, she's written like an old person. And because she's the same character, but you can feel that she's set in her ways, but it like, oh man, she's just like, she's written like, if you have conversations with older people, you know, not arguing with them or anything. It's just, you know, if you know older people, like her grandparents, and you have conversations with them, that's what she sounds, that she's written like that. That's beautiful. It's amazing. It's so very rare to see that in video games or writing. Well, actually writing in general, not so much, but in video games specifically. Just, man, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. But then again, I might have to read that dialogue again to try to dissect exactly why I think that. But that's the impression I got. Is yeah. Martin, what's up? Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring. Even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few people in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. Yeah, I've heard a few whispers about your past. Care to elaborate? What is there to elaborate? It's all gossip. So what if I occasionally got into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I suppose I supported his cause. I've pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigitte and Kraft. I've done enough back-breaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? Why are you always getting into fights anyway? Sometimes an asshole just needs to get his teeth pounded in. Does beating the shit out of someone really solve a problem? Maybe. I don't want to solve problems, though. Don't have patience anymore. Had enough. Just what I'm owed. Right. I've lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Wait, I almost forgot the reason I came to you. I'm trying to learn about the history of Tassing. I was told you could help. Me? What do I know about history? You know exactly what I'm talking about. What? I have no idea what... Oh. This is about something I stole. Is that right? A book. The History of Tassing. Pilfered from the Baron Rothvogel before his demise. Do you deny it? Why are you talking like this all of a sudden? Just answer the question. Strange girl. That was a lifetime ago. I can't remember the book or what I did with it. Those years are a blur. Probably threw it away somewhere or left it at home. Wouldn't have been much for me to do with the book. I can't read. Too unique for me to have sold too. No one outside Tessin cares about its history anyway. How did you steal from a noble and live to tell the tale? He was killed as I was leaving town. Luck, really. My God. You asked. Nobody had a reason to come look for me after that. Had to get down to the work of finding someone to pin the murder on. Probably for the best I left. God knows what would have happened to me if I'd stayed. Very fortunate indeed. That's how life goes sometimes, isn't it? Unpredictable. I never met the man, Magdalene, and he sure as hell wouldn't have stooped to meet me. Good riddance to him and those who bear his name. Should I ask Brigitte if she, remembers anything about the book? Better than asking me. If there's nothing else, I've got work to do. Until later. Martin. Yeah, he doesn't know because he's not the same person. Did Martin get killed as well? No, it would be... Why? I don't understand how... Because they look so similar. For the doctor to even... Don't... Not, you know, everybody... I don't know. I'm going to ask Brigitte.